tell you what. Ernest is pissed. I keep moving. Haha. I keep moving around. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, the potato. It's, you know, I don't ever look at this stuff before I come on screen. Cha. Also the, oh, okay. They don't give you a very big spot to edit this stuff. Firebase. I feel like the more the more I do this, the more I go for puberty. I feel like my eyes are not really into programming at all, but just a little bit longer before I do it full time. How many fires can we put in the clouds? All right. I gotta be real. I was not like super feeling it today, but I'm here for my little potatoes. Yeah, I hope everybody's eyes fit better. I'm always like, oh, I'm just gonna take a break from screens. And then when I try to take a break from screens, I realize that almost all of my hobbies involve screens. It's obnoxious. So, about 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn from Lumina, and they were like, let's send you a webcam. And I was like, you're a liar. Everyone's a liar on the internet. They're just trying to mess with me. But no, they sent me a $200 webcam, and I did not have time to set it up this morning, but it's pretty. Holy crap, is it pretty? Look at it. I had an option of 3 colors: silver, white gold, or gold. And if... Okay, I'm not going to set it up right now, but just want you to see this, like, basically... Oh, it's so small. It's so small. It's like a golden box of... Not really sure. Oh. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, I broke it. Oh, no, I see. Hey, Scrooge. Webcam. How does it hold on to things? How is this gonna sit on the computer? It has... Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It has the same size and shape as a tube of lipstick. Well, today's not the day, but later. Maybe Thursday. We'll see how things go. I will try to influence you to buy this webcam. I don't know how it's gonna sit on anything. So small. As if size ever impacted function. This is my two top viewers get to see me. Well, okay. Scrooge is a subscriber. I think KT had to work today. I should there's small other small bags. Oh, here's the mount. Okay. Whew. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness there's a mount. Oh my gosh, I was like, how am I supposed to get this lipstick to sit on top of my computer? Alright. Don't worry. Nobody worry. And then this must be the wires and stuff. So you got all of the vegetables? I feel like you hacked it. You hacked the system. Alright, there's some wires. This is supposed to be AI. AI. That's their claim to fame. Lumina. I think, I'm not really sure what the AI is for. The AI is supposed to tell you if you're like close or far. Ooh. There's an Allen wrench. I got a golden tube of lipstick and an Allen wrench, everybody. I gotta be real though. If I spent $200, maybe I have higher standards for technology, but if I spent $200 on a webcam and they sent me an Allen wrench, ooh. Okay, I think this is a color tester. That's cool. It's hard. You can hear that? Okay. It's really like strong makeup vibes at this brand. Okay. Really strong. Wait, so Pri, did you get into the doctor or no? You had to leave. I feel like this quick start guide, you can't really read it, but it's not a guide. It just says download our app. I can't get it back in this box. All right. So I guess I should have tweeted that I was gonna do an unboxing. I'm like the worst influencer ever. Alright. Put that in there. Put that in there. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm also doing a reboxing. it's a harder sport. Okay. If you can do the unboxing, that's anybody can unbox, but can you rebox? That's the real skill is the rebox. Oh yeah. It's back in there. It's perfect. When you signed on to this, you didn't know that's what you were gonna get, so. My levels are telling me that you can't hear my music at all. What's even the point? Okay. So we had 2 plans for today. We're gonna do. I don't think I need this right now. We're gonna do a couple of questions about JavaScript because there's always gonna be questions about JavaScript, and then gonna work on this API a little bit more. I did have some initial. I feel like I'm like on the side. Like, why am I even on the side? Hold on. I feel like I had some initial luck setting up the Firebase in an app, but the question I'm having is, I don't even have it open, is how to connect the storage to the part of the database that comes in to the fetch, because it works pretty much exactly like MongoDB when you are setting up the routes, the CRUD methods, and that's fine. Like I can set up. You can actually do a little bit more in terms of like setting up a schema without having to use an additional like something like Mongoose, which is cool. That's really cool. But I don't care about that. I just want my images. I just want my images. So those are the dots I'm trying to connect, and I don't know how to do it yet. So probably a little bit of research. And we still have Cloudinary in our back pocket because I know that with a little bit of finagling, we can figure that one out. So, okay. First things first, though. Just cleared up my tabs over here, but I have like so many tabs with just like pictures of clouds open, so that's cool. Alright. Any of these questions can I use? Hate it. Okay. Cool. Yay! Sometimes Tuesdays are better because it's the beginning of the week and I have more energy, and sometimes Tuesdays are worse because it's the beginning of the week and I'm not as organized. Beginning. Sometimes Mondays are a complete wash because I have to do like house stuff. home management. And Crystal's on vacation. Had Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday off, so who will do all that stuff? Well, hopefully we'll have money to hire people to do a lot of things. Not all of it, but like we'll hire a cleaner, we just talked about how we'll order some food that we weren't ordering. I don't know how much other people like cook, but we cook almost all of our food. We cook almost. I know. Crystal cooked almost everything yesterday, which is awesome. Okay, coding. Yeah, it just said that. Oh, I know the timing is off. All right. Some of these seem easier, but I feel like it's a little bit tricky. Sneaky. Sneaky. This is basically just FizzBuzz. So I don't really know, like, when these are in the bank, I thought the bank was just supposed to be like more theoretical questions. So duplicating that, I had this in my head the other day. Well, put to the crowd, if you just want to take an array and duplicate it again, like write it again. It's super simple, but what is it? You want to map it? No, to create. Oh, you can slice the whole thing and then concatenate it. That's one way to do it, right? If you tick like, so say you have the first array is the one that is the argument equals the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one. Then you could do like array. Ooh, typing. Try coding in a Google Doc. See how it goes. Array 2 equals array 1 dot slice. So that's they call it like a shallow copy. Christ. And then to have the duplication, then array 3 would be array, oh my god. This is awful. 1. Wait, can you concatenate things with themselves? I didn't even need to make a slice. Is that true? Could I just do array 1 like dot concat array? I could have just done that. Oh, cool. Great. Forget this line. Boop. I'm not going to worry about that because this is not what's it called? An IDE. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's IDE. It's not an IDE. Let's see what the internet said about it. All right, so this is the one that we used. Everybody needs to know that I just figured out exactly how cat works this week. Before I was trying to do something different with it. It works. Duplicate. Is anybody doing this? Like, that's wild. Well, ternary refers to something with 3 parts. So the 3 parts would the initial condition and the 2 possible and an example would be it's a good example of a ternary. I think a good example of a ternary is like there's this one I have in my Anki, which is like if you get an array with positive and negative numbers, like only return the positive numbers or something like that. So the ternary will be set up like if x is greater than 0 I'm gonna write this wrong probably. X is greater than 0, return x, otherwise nothing. It's probably not that good. But the ternary would only be part of the function because then you'd probably like push x back into an array or something. It's the saddest ternary of everyone's life ever. Whatever, it's there. I feel like I'm getting kind of tired of these questions, so it's a perfect time for me to start interviewing. Okay, so when I've thought about use strict, I think about okay, there's strictly typed, there's strict as in like this. Is that what it's referring to? Strict mode. Oh. Is a way to opt in to a restricted variant of JavaScript, thereby implicitly opting out of sloppy mode. Yikes. I kind of feel like I'm probably already in sloppy mode. Oops. Okay. Okay. Eliminates some JavaScript silent errors by changing them to throw errors. That's good. Fixes mistakes that make it difficult for JavaScript engines to perform optimizations. Okay. Strict mode applies to entire scripts or individual functions. Strings passed to set timeout. You have to use this exact statement. Use strict or use strict. Oh, double or single quotes, everybody. Okay, so personally, I have not dallied into this specifically, but these look like advantages. Although it does say ECMA 5, and we're in ECMAScript 6. So let's see if this is... advantages. Okay. Makes it impossible to accidentally create global variables. Seems good. Makes assignments which would otherwise silently fail to throw an exception. That sounds like this first one. I am going out on a limb here, but it sounds like it solves some of the problems that TypeScript also solves. Requires a function parameter to names to requires that function parameter names be unique. Okay. Was that not already required? What's up, Ian? How was your Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. This is undefined in the global context. Strict mode. Strict mode, strict mode, strict mode. I'm at ECMA script 6. Yeah. Okay, ECMAScript 6 was 2015. ES6 modules and classes are strict by default. Ba-dum! Hey! Okay. Can we verify that? Five JavaScript bad parts that are fixed in ES6. Free code camp. Why doesn't this say for sure? Does anybody know? It's okay. Strict mode. Invoking strict mode. Changes in strict mode. Yeah, I'm just trying to anytime anybody says Perl, I think of knitting. I know they're not related. I'm trying to determine if ES6 fixed the issues that strict mode was trying to fix, because some of these questions are older and sometimes it's like, well, we already fixed that. And so if someone asks me like, oh, you use strict mode, I'm like, well, I don't need to use strict mode because they built it in ES6. So that was a trick question. 2017 though, and like MDN is really good at updating things. So when is this from? 2017, 2015. Modules. Okay, global code in ES6 is in strict mode. Which also seems very important. That's good. Okay. Alright. Cool. Great. Alright. Going back. Overview. Let's see what, hold on. Sorry for a scroll. Yeah, he just copied that. Okay. Do you, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know that much about it, but it seems like that one of the nice things about JavaScript at times is that it can be a little loosey-goosey, so you can get away with some things, but that's also a double-edged sword. So sometimes, like you said, we need to lock things down. This seems... I mean, I'll think about the disadvantages, though. set to strict mode by default in ES6. Some advantages of strict mode. Alright, let's tab it. Disadvantages. Most of the things I'm going to remember are that it's impossible to accidentally create global variables. You're gonna find errors that you wouldn't have found otherwise. And Google Docs was not prepared for the keyword this. Let me just tell everybody. We're not prepared. No one was prepared. I don't even know what these things are. Function.color. It's like... that sounds like an issue. Ugh. If anything's concatenating without you knowing it, that's definitely a bad thing. Okay. Sodium overdose. DOS. Welcome. I always have doubt on when to use type versus interface in TypeScript. Question mark? Friend. I don't even know. You can ask folks in the chat. I don't know if any of these folks actually use TypeScript though. But thanks for stopping by. TypeScript is the next frontier. Oh no. Ernest. Ernest. He's right there. He's right below me. Hey. Hey. All right. Oh, FizzBuzz. I haven't written out FizzBuzz in a while. I gotta think about it for a second. Alright, we know it's a for loop. And the capitals, let's just let it go, okay? A minivan. Oh no. And I is less than or equal to 100. Yeah. Right? Because you wanted to get to 100, right? You want to stop there. Okay, and we're gonna iterate by 1. And then okay, so if I is divisible by 3 and 5. So we're getting up by Hey, if you want to challenge yourself, do FizzBuzz in Google Docs on stream while everyone's watching. It's really cool. I is divisible by 5. Oh. Oh yeah, that's good. If the return cool. FizzBuzz. Okay. And then we'll just tap that in there. Alright, else if yikes. Eyes. Let's put it 3. There's like 3 coding. There's like 3 coding problems in the whole bank. So then it should be 5. Oh. Alright, let's say this one. Return. I don't 5 is what? Buzz? Return buzz? Am I doing this right? Else. Oh, and if it's neither, does it so? Right, if we're up to 100 while outputting fizz and multiple so everything outside. Else if it doesn't say if it wants the number. You're just gonna get fizz and buzz then. Else. I think I'm doing this right, but like I said, I haven't done this specific problem in a little bit. Alright. And then, do I need an else? So that would give me FizzBuzz for things that are divisible by both, buzz for things that are divisible by 5, fizz for things that are divisible by 3, and then I could do else return I, or just leave it. I need to console log it. Oh, yeah, they said return I. If F. Oh, they did it like a big old ternary. I wonder if let's see how do you do that. I can't use return because I need to log it to the console. Did it say log it to the console? Outputting. Okay, fine. Alright, console.log. Say that like anybody's gonna see this besides me. you think it's more fun to do it as a big old ternary? I guess it avoids this whole like oh yeah, I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm like, do you want to return the other numbers at all, like without a word? Do you want it logged to the console? Do you want anything else? Do you want an else statement? Do you need an else statement? You're right on that, Crystal. You're right. Right on. Right on. I feel like this question was covered before. Oh yeah, let me make a note of that. Just the 3 and 5 outputs. Oh, I made like I can't code, but I can make little whatever. Outputs. What was the other question? Yes, that's a good one. I assumed that it would include 100 because they said 100, but if you return you're not going to see it, but that's an assumption on my part, right? Because the code is technically correct. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Also true. Do you remember the first time that we figured out FizzBuzz? We were so frickin' happy and excited. We were just like, wow, we know how to make a computer. I don't know. Let's see. Inclusives are exclusive of 100. Oh, look at the tomatoes. How should the results be returned? This will be my Achilles heel, is that I have a tendency to jump right into things. So the prep method, holy lord. Oh, prep method. I will need to look like this broccoli. I don't think everybody needs to practice prep. Like, let's see. I don't think it's clear enough from like when you can see the broccoli very small, but this broccoli is my face every time I forget to do the prep method. I'm like, y'all, this broccoli is my face. I'm perseverating. What's the word when you're perspiring? I'm perspiring! it's fine. I know Pre is here. Scrooge is here somewhere. Someone's here. Scrooge, Pre. The broccoli is here. I didn't start screaming. I didn't start screaming. I didn't start streaming to be famous. I started streaming to learn things. So anyway, how would we like the results? Yeah, see, Scrooge is here. Scrooge is just hungry. Scrooge wants a broccoli. I think we're having pasta for dinner. Oh, fettuccine. I mean, this is a question, like, what do we even need to talk about it? Like, don't mess with the global object. Don't let your ifs affect your global object. The global object is in strict mode for a reason. See what I did there? Ha ha ha! Oh, that's not a meal. Hey, I do know an alternative to a load event. I do know an alternative to a load event. It's called the the DOM content loaded event. What? These questions are answering the other questions. That's really cool. Yeah, they're more sour than I remembered. Okay, the dog. So the dog got upset because of some van or something, and he was sitting under a desk, and now he's sitting like against the door. Because apparently I'm not like good enough for him or something. It's hard to keep animals happy. We always like, oh, you should have a pet so that you have a companion. You know that pets are like so needy and rude. I'm just gonna text this picture to myself. It should be on my iCloud or whatever, but I don't think that's linked to this computer, so. Just want you to see how sad and silly the dog looks right now. Yes. It's a classic distracting myself move. Hey. So the disadvantages of the load event, I know this one, is that if you have a JavaScript event listener set to trigger on load, it can interrupt your render, your CSS render, and other, I don't know, things that make your website look like a website. So there's this other thing called DOM content loaded event, which waits. It waits. You know, JavaScript is very impatient, but it will wait until the content is loaded to trigger. And I only know this because it's like 6 questions up. So whoever built this is ding dong. Or they just really want me to know that. Alright, here's the dog. Look at him. Why? Why is he like that? Let's at least zoom in on him. I'm gonna zoom in on this dumb little face. Little face. That's not gonna do anything. Oop. Alright, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Anyway. That's a dog being dramatic. Let's see what everybody else said about it. To do. This is literally what I just said. Hey, sometimes you get a win, right? Okay. I don't know what this has to do with JavaScript. We don't need like 7 paragraphs. Come on, y'all. Okay, single page app. I guess what I'm feeling is that single page apps aren't as good for SEO because you have one page and so it loads once and then the SEO is... Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool. Oh. I just cracked my back. Oh no, what's a polyfill? Hold on, I need to know how to make one. Does that really answer that question? I don't know. Did I answer I didn't answer their question really. Okay. Alright, I'm losing steam about these bank questions, so I'm just gonna take this and put it over here. I don't really know about that, but whatever. just want to find out what polyfills are, and then we'll talk about clouds. Polyfills. Polyfills and promises. Wow, that's cool. I don't even know if anyone can hear this music, but it's very snappy. Yes, yes, yes. Line 13. Okay. Okay. Promise to all. With the knowledge of the original promise API, let's start implementing its polyfill. Uh-oh. Okay, constructor. Alright. Uh-oh. What are we doing? Yeah. I laughed a little at my stupidity. I laughed a little at my stupidity because I knew this in Lambda functions does not behave similarly to how they behave in normal function declarations. Pretty interesting, right? Oh, so stupid. Why did they even... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to like smush this together. So what we're doing is... What is a polyfill? Has anybody defined that in this Medium article? Or are you just laughing at yourself because you wrote something wrong? Alright, we need to implement a function constructor. Okay, so it looks like a promise and a constructor smushed together. With this keyword. Every time I'm like, I'll write a blog, I'll put code in it. I'm always afraid that I will write a blog and put code in it and it will read like this blog, but there's just no frickin' way I would write a blog that would... Okay. If you don't tell me what the polyfill is, I won't be able to say, oh, now you've used the polyfill. Which of these things is the polyfill? Let. I mean... These are fairly easy to implement now as our foundation is solid. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So where is the MDN? Why don't I ever just start with MDN? Or why do I ever not start with the MDN? Oh look, definition. Ooh, IE7. Okay. So, okay. First version of jQuery was an early example of polyfill. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Polyfilla. Great. Cool. Sounds great. Okay. So in the context of this question, it's just like, what's your experience with promises or other things that fill in the space where promises would work if the people were using the most up-to-date software? Love these sentences. Great. Yep. And sometimes the rabbit holes, and they're not even very deep, but sometimes they're just like little rabbit holes that I am just like, it's a rabbit hole, but it's got quicksand at the bottom. And I don't know if any of you have these, just a complete and utter terror of quicksand in the United States in the 90s. Literally every children's and teens TV show created a like near epidemic level of, I don't know, terror about quicksand, like that at any moment we were going to fall into a pit of quicksand and possibly never be able to get out. And I had, yes, exactly. I had a plan in my mind. I knew a way to survive quicksand. Like, you can float on top of it the way that you can float on top of water if you're swimming, and then you can kind of like, the worst thing to do is try to stand in quicksand because you'll get sucked down. Anyway, I remember how to survive quicksand. But why? No one was dying. I mean, maybe people were dying in quicksand. And Exactly. There's not quicksand these days like there used to be. And all I'm saying is, like, some of these questions have quicksand in them, and there's not polyfills like there used to be, or like we're rising above the need for so many of these things. Like Internet Explorer, it's dead, it's gone. Even jQuery is like, it's going away. We're fixing these problems, but we'll still remember all the things we had to do to bend over backwards to try to remember how to not die in quicksand, even though I lived in Chicago. Like, there was never a danger of quicksand in Chicago. He's still sitting there by the door. He still looks exactly like this. Like, just like that. Just sitting there. Why are you reminding me? What a dumb little face. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Isn't it gone? Didn't they, like, didn't they say we don't have to support it anymore? You can come back over here. Yeah. I don't know. But, I think that's an apt, it's an apt, analogy. Gone but not forgotten. I will, so close. On October 10th of 2022, we should start a countdown. We should have like a running countdown of like, just like on a screen somewhere. Maybe I'll put it on my stream. I don't know. I'm chaotic enough to do that. Of like when the countdown to when Internet Explorer 7 support will end, and just let it run in the background somewhere so that everybody's keeping track. Rascal, you were lurking. I saw that. Alright. I'm done with this banky nonsense for today. Now into something a little bit more exciting. So, whoop, whoop. Let me see if I can even open it all on here. Firebase. Base. I was logged in. Am I logged in? There we go. Only clouds. just a little countdown. Just a little countdown. Okay, so I got storage set up. We got clouds in here. That's something. Figured out how to do that. The really fun thing about Internet Explorer is there's companies that have built like their whole framework internally at Internet Explorer. Yes, exactly. Screwage. And they're big companies that have like financial impact well, you know, you're working for some sort of finance, like, bank thing. Like, I've said on stream before, I worked for a lot of banks, worked with a lot of banks at my last job, and they're, I don't even think it's fair to call them a tech stack. Their technology, it's gonna be like Y2K 23, like Y2K vibes, but like, a new goldfish. Is that your goldfish? Yeah, it's your goldfish. I like it. I should come sub to your channel because I like all your goldfish. Just like when I go sub to all the channels whose emotes that I like. I just want to have all the emotes. All right. So I was doing. That is very clearly a fish. Oh no. Oh no. That's dangerous. The DALI access. DALI access. Listen, this is an aside, not surprisingly, that I've been trying to learn a little bit of Portuguese, and I have had the hardest time with the pronunciation of vowels, because I grew up in the South and the Midwest, so the vowels that I heard growing up were just like wide, tall, and the European vowels are so like subtle. It's not going good. Have you been looking up stuff on stream? I want to see some of the every time people start looking things up on DALI, it's a riot. Like, it's a wild show. Okay, and this is Portuguese, like European Portuguese, but I think this is same both places. Is the now, like the no, and like in the name John, like now, that getting it to be nasal enough, but like not like sound like you're saying now, like now. That's wrong. Leah, hey, what's up? Spanish, I heard enough Spanish in the suburbs of Chicago. Like, I can not sound like an idiot. Not sound like the white person that I am speaking Spanish. But when I try to speak Portuguese, I sound like I'm speaking Spanish, and they apparently do not appreciate that as much. I mean, they're very nice. Everybody's nice. So, but no one's been mean to me. I've never seen anybody's been mean to me. But their languages are different. And I'm, in my mind, in my mouth, and my neurons, I'm trying to like distinguish between them. And my ears. Whoa. Like, Leah, if Spanish was a thing, try to learn Portuguese now, and it will... No. I was trying to avoid that, Crystal. So, the ELE, I've been practicing this, so that's he, and it's Illa. And ELA is Ela. So it's Illa and Ela. But apparently in my class I was saying them the same, because my teacher was like, no, you have to say them differently. And I was like, I'm trying desperately to say them differently. Did I do it? Yeah. I don't trust anyone. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's even though after just a couple weeks of trying to learn it, I feel like I'm anticipating what the sounds will be better. So that's something. But maybe I'll try to say some words on stream, Scrooge, and you can tell me if you understand what I'm saying or not. But I've heard that the A with the tilde on top, and now is just one of the hardest sounds for Americans to get right. Illa, ela, illa, ela, now, now, now. Someone said it. You have to imagine it kind of like the Doppler effect. But when I do that, I want to go no, no, no. I think I do it too close though. All right. So this is Firebase. I got clouds in the cloud. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like the difference between anything between like American English and British English, or maybe even more like sometimes when I try to listen to people from different parts of like Scotland or Ireland, I'm like, what? I would love that too, actually. What? Sometimes people in different parts of South Central America and like Spain with all the lisping. Barcelona. Can't stop myself. Barcelona. The Spanish is more like, because the vowels are so whole, I think it's a little bit more normalized, but the way that people say like this, the double A, I think that is so different from country to country, because some in like Mexico, in class we always say ella, but it's some places say Asia, like Ija, and other places they like even do say the L, like whatever. Anyway, there's like probably like 4 or 5 different ways that people say the double L. Spanish is an amazing language. I'm glad that I know some of it. Portuguese is blowing my... Yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun. No, really, if you're learning how to be a software engineer, the thing that you should do at the same time is try to learn a language that you don't know anything about. That's great. That's good. Your brain loves that. Okay, anyway, so Firebase. So we got... I don't know how these things are connected. I don't know how to connect them. We got the database, which is... We got the database, and then we got the storage. How? Everything... Okay, so there's the docs. I was reading the documentation, and I do have a tiny little... here, let me open... No, not that. This... I put a little bit of a Cloudinary... No, that's not the one. Am I signed in? I put a little repository up there because I had done a... I'm burping. I had done the beginning of a tutorial about how to connect Cloudbase, but this worked. I could get the server running, but they had it set up to put users into your database, and I was like, y'all, I don't want users in the database. I don't want to use the database. Maybe I do need to use the database. I do need to use... I I don't want anybody to have to spell this out for me, but what I really do need is the documentation to tell me, hey, listen, we're building something. We're building real-time database authentication. We got the storage. I went to web. I got started. So it says create a default cloud storage bucket. I did that. I have it. I put things into it, and it says add the bucket URL to your app. So when I got this far, I was like, great, I can add the bucket URL to my app. The question that I had was, so like I'm still learning React, so I don't have it set up in a modular fashion. I just wanted to have it set up as like a vanilla CRUD app. And I know we're learning MVC right now, so I can have it set up with a like a config file. I'm a little confused about exactly how to structure it though, because I had a different there's two ways to get the key that connects to the database. One of them you use a JSON key, which is that the one that I'm using? Yeah. So the one that worked connects to the JSON key, and then that's how you connect your credentials, which is similar to using like a env file. All right, so I figured all this out working with this tutorial, but I'm talking in circles a little bit. But the thing is, like, okay, so we could set up a whole database that, you know, does a whole CRUD, everything, and that would be fine. But this part where it's like, maybe I didn't go far enough. Create a cloud storage reference. Const reference, const reference. So what I'm seeing here is, oh, I need some water, bro. Our files are stored in a, just gonna read it. So if I don't read it out loud, I'm not gonna read it. File says bucket are represented with a hierarchical structure, just like the file system, blah, 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 blah. By creating reference to a file, your app gains access to it. That seems important. Okay. These references can then be used to upload or download data, get or update metadata, or delete the file. Okay, so that sounds like CRUD. A reference can then either point to a specific file or a higher level node in the hierarchy. Okay, okay. Okay, so the opposite of last time. The files are not in the database. Do you see this? The files are not in the database. All right. So what we need to do is create a way to reference the storage. This makes sense to me. We have basically a Google file, and this process gives it a way to link to your app. Okay. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to give me exactly what I wanted in terms of like having people be able to get that through a random API call, but you know, one step at a time. Okay. Because I think this will generate URLs, and then we should be able to store the URLs on the database side. All right. You have to create a reference to the file you want to operate on. A reference can be thought of as a pointer to the file in the cloud. Oh, this is good. So part of me, okay, I'm trying to negotiate here because I'm not using a library like React or anything, and some of these some of the syntax is not familiar to me. Namespaced is okay. To create a reference, get an instance of the storage service using get storage, then call ref with the service as an argument. So, okay, so you're setting up some, they're not constants. Setting up some vars. Any idea why we would use vars here? Modular. I'm just, alright, I don't want to be like a big weenie. I'm wondering if I should wait just a little bit and see if, is this going to make more sense after I know more about model view controller, like setting up my app in a way that I don't actually know where to put all these things. I wonder if they have a full example. All right, okay. I'm just gonna plow on then. Keep reading. Okay. You can get a reference to a lower location in the tree. Say, yeah. So this is one image. By passing this path as a second argument when calling reference. All right. So we're importing the whole bucket. Import the whole bucket. This constant creates a child reference, which allows you to get the individual images. Now you, excuse me, does it say the same thing? And then if you want to look at the individual images, that's where you do the /e. Okay, so if you want to use the parent root properties to navigate up, and then root goes all the way to the top. I'm not 100% sure why you would need to do that. I just want one big bucket of clouds. All right. Child, parent, and root can all be chained together multiple times. Each returns a reference. The exception is the parent of root, which is null. So we have an earth image. So this is kind of like trying to get at, it's not the same, but it's kind of like when you're drilling down into an object to find the piece of the object that you want to display. So this is like you're drilling down into a folder to find the image that you want to display. Okay. Okay. Full example. Points to root references. Points to images. Also, as you know what? What is this? Oh, this is my okay. Never mind. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Oh, the broccoli's big. Just make it a wee little broccoli. All right. What I was gonna say was, I need to make a running list of things that I would, since I have sorry, just laughing at myself right now. Since I have such a strong following on stream, I need to make a long list of things that I would put on a sticker, or a t-shirt. And I think one of those things is, like a graphical, Crystal, you could draw this, right? A graphic drawing of, as an aside, with like 3 dots, because I interrupt myself and make an aside about things. And because I said that and then came over here to talk about it, I don't actually remember what my aside was. Yeah, I have another one that I say a lot. Oh, broccolis and potatoes. Rascal, have you ever used Firebase for anything? I feel like you're not really big on like having to store images and stuff anywhere. I mean, I'm not making assumptions about you, but I feel like you've touched like almost everything on the internet, so. It's fine. I'm figuring it out. I just don't understand if I can use modular JS without some sort of library like React. If I'll like break something. Because if you have to import, I see this like import tag as what I've seen from React. So if I have to import something, I probably also have to export it. Did you like it? I think the real like power of Google is like its cross functionality, but also the free storage is nice, and it is really cool that I could just be like, oh look, oh wait, look, here's my storage. All of this makes sense to me. I'm not 100% sure. Use file metadata, delete file, list files, upload files. I don't want to upload them or download them. I have not said and what have you. You like shamed me from saying and what have you. The concept is just I put these clouds, look at the clouds, beautiful clouds. I put these clouds into Firebase storage. And then I follow these directions, not these directions, to create references to those clouds. And then somehow, I use the file metadata. Somehow I use the file metadata. Wow, this looks a lot like a promise, kids. Sometimes I use the file metadata to build an API link that anybody can use to share clouds with each other. That's the dream. That's the dream. That's all that I want. Look, it's an image. Just imagine this says cloud instead of forest. I'm not having trouble putting the clouds in the cloud. I think what I'm having trouble doing is getting the, well, okay, two things. And I'm gonna have to come back to this on Thursday, so I don't know what your availability is like on Thursday, but I'll meet you here. The two things that I'm having questions about is, one, how do I create those links to the storage? So I know that when I put a cloud here, I get this link, right? And I'm pretty sure that create a reference is doing something around that. But I think I also need to create metadata. Maybe. This is nice. This looks like a JSON object to me. Because, is it? Oh, you're adding an object to it. Add Firebase to your Javascript. Oh. SDK setup alternatives. Okay, I will read that later. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got it I got it running on my server, and I got it running on my server. Where'd it go? I have two separate things happening. I have the beginning of a Firebase database, and then I have clouds in my storage, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make them talk to each other. That's all. But I will read that, and I will not say and what have you on stream, Crystal. So don't test me. Rude. To get the URL of a file is done via the get download URL method to convert it to a reference. Convert a reference into an accessible URL. Do I need to create the references first though? Because I haven't done that yet. I don't want to download them. I just want to display them. This is the URL, right? Is that auto? Okay, but this is the URL that we would need. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm like 60% of the way there. Yeah, so I will need to take this URL and put it into the database, and then the fetch will have to go to the database, right? So did these two, so it's two tasks. So setting up the reference and creating the reference URL. Listing and looping. Well, that sounds like a task for Thursday. Sounds like I'm not 100% sure how these are created though. I have to create it. Crap. Okay. Well, it has the file kind of like shape, like how the file will look. I'm gonna tell you one thing I'm gonna do though is like rename all these files. Otherwise, those are gonna be the worst URLs in the world. The worst. And then list files to list all your files. What is that second image? Is that like a hearth? Use the list files to list all your files and get a reference to each file under something. List files. It's funny that they have this lonely item. So lonely. List operations on this. I mean, all the documentation is here. I just didn't read enough of it. Ah! I also didn't. Okay, all right. So just my one thing was like I didn't know that I could do. That I could use this syntax. Without breaking something. Do you think I should try to use the modular syntax, or will that my app be like, why are you using modular syntax? You're not. This isn't React or anything like that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So if I use the list files, it'll list all the files, which will give me a URL for each file, or at least tell me where it thinks the files are. It's worth a try. Okay. Non-ESM browsers do support ESM. ESM is the modular. Is that what you mean? You need to use the absolute URLs through when not used, though, I'm guessing, when not using a bundler. Import. Okay, alright, so this is the non-ESM. This is the ESM. I confuse myself. Var. Const var. ECS var. Import var. Import. ESM is the one with the modules. You need to use. Should I use a bundler though? What would be a bundler I could use? I could research that too. Without actually like. Oh my god. The dog. The dog. Ernest, what? Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Alright. Yeah. They do. They really do. Well, I was trying to figure out the web version 8 version. Okay. It's like having a child. It's like having a wiggly little child who doesn't tell you what he needs ever. Oh yeah, you did show me this page. This project is definitely stretching my understanding of how different parts of a database work together. So he'll just stare into the distance. He wants to be near me, but he wants to be like 2-3 feet away from me, staring at me. Excuse me, which is just kind of the way that it is all the time anyway. He's like, I want it up here, but I'm being perceived and I hate that, so. Oh, I'm stretching the brain muscles, rascal. You do not even know. I don't know if you're here for the Portuguese and I'm trying to learn React and the Scrimba, and of course all the Leon homework. I don't know what happened, but I must have commented something out weird and messed something up just slightly. I couldn't get the to-do app to work. Like the put and the delete weren't working, but the post was, so I knew my database connection was right. But why wouldn't the put and the delete work? I don't know. So I had to scrap the whole thing, re-download it again, and then it worked. And that made me feel like I was losing all of my marbles. This is a silly thing that we're doing. Software engineering. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh. Alright, let's see. Well, I'm hungry, and usually that means it's the end of stream for me, because once I get hungry, it's kind of over. Oh, look, it's me. Let's see who's on. I don't know anybody on there. I mean, I'm just so reluctant to go to the Primogen. It's like I like him, but it scares me a little bit. Rascal, is there anybody streaming on your Lurker app? Oh, that's a lot of letters, but yeah, we'll go over there. Alright. Blip. Nobody. Nobody's. Oh, I got it. Nobody's radar. Blip on nobody's radar. No, oh, I left the S out. Nobody's radar. Got it. Woo! Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. Hopefully next time we'll have the golden lipstick cam working. I don't know. I'm influencing you. I have a 10% off. If you really want a webcam that is really pretty and I don't know, it'll probably work good. I have 10% off, but 10% off, I mean, I'm great at influencing. I'll probably get that going, get that fired up for next time. And then we're gonna get this Only Clouds working. So let's raid. Oh man. Hope you're all mature, because they are apparently mature. And let me go over there so I don't miss anything. Blip on nobody's radar.
Let's save the world together.
Show him some swagger.
Step into the.
Whoa, sorry.